Hello, hello, and welcome to Tidy Up Tuesday. And today we are going to talk about my favorite organizers, part one, because this is something that I know we're going to have to keep coming back and revisit because finding the right thing for your craft room is always, to me, one of the biggest keys to staying organized and having a place for everything, right? It's always about having a place for everything and everything in its place so that when you're done with something, you can put it away and you know exactly where it goes. So welcome to Tidy Up Tuesday. And I see you're just getting the notification, probably. Annette is here. Yes, the Container Store girl, Annette. Welcome. Lisa, Lori's here. Awesome. My Georgia girl. Okay, how fun. Welcome. So what I wanted to do today was something a little different. We've been spending some time going through different areas of my craft room. We've talked about paper. We've talked about stamps and dies. We've talked about how I use binders, and we've kind of been able to get a whole overview of kind of different areas. But like I mentioned just a minute ago, I really feel like the key to organization is finding the right container. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's true? Like having the right place to put the thing that you need to put away, the right size, the right box, the right location, the right profile, all of that really is one of the key components, I feel, in organizing. So what do you guys think? Pop it in the chat. I see some more folks have hopped on. Wow, Kelly, Shelby, Tina, Julie's here, Sandy, Pam's here, Kelly, Deepa. Welcome. And aloha, Pam. You must be at your vacation home in Hawaii. How wonderful. So Kelly says she agrees. Yeah. And so part of what I feel like I love to do as an organizer nerd, I'll just say that, is I feel like I'm a curator of things that help me organize. And so I'll order a bunch of stuff and I'll go, yeah, that works, or no, that doesn't work, or yeah, I really like this system, or maybe I'll try a system for something, and then it's like, that doesn't really work that well. So what I wanted to do today was kind of do a rewind on a few things that we've already talked about. And you should see my desk in front of me. I have stuff stacked all around me that I just kind of want to share with you, these little tidbits of things that I've found. And a lot of these, some of the things that I started way back in my original craft room are still working. And so I'm going to share those. I've been trying to update all the links so that you can find what I talk about. But, I think part of it is also, I'm not just stuck on one brand or one source. I think that's really important. So, like I have found bins from Target, right? And I know from my far away friends, I know you don't all have Targets, but like this is Bright Room from Target. And I love these bins, right? Because for me, it's all about size and shape and the way things fit in other places in my room. So that's one of the things, you're going to be able to see what some of my favorites are. I found a couple new little things I can't wait to share with you. And then we'll talk about like where you can find these things, because they're not all, I wish they were all in one place. Yeah, that would be nice. But I kind of pick and choose, because to me, like I said, what's most important is that it is the right thing to keep me organized, right? Okay, so I got a lot of yeps and and Cinda wants to know, where she can find them. So we'll talk about that too as I'm kind of bringing things in. And also I'm going to share maybe a few other things that I haven't shared for a while. And also, we've got a lot to cover. So what I'm going to do first is kind of just give you a little welcome. Once again, we are going to talk about, let me see if I can get my screens to work, my favorite organizers. So we're going to do a little recap, go back. I'm going to talk about a few things. In fact, one of the things I talked about last week. And then if you are looking for ways to find me and follow me, so I know I always sometimes get a few new people. These are all the places. These are all the places. Jean's like, I love organizing. I do too. I do too. That's why I kind of started this whole thing. I do love organizing and I love curating and finding just the thing. So one of the first things I want to start off with was just going back a little bit. Hey, Carrie's here. Yay, yay, yay. Go back just to last week. Okay, so last week, remember, I had this photo where I said, you asked me what are some of the little things you can actually label the sort and stash binders with. And I said, oh, you know what? I had ordered them, but they hadn't come in time for me to actually share what I had found. Well, guess what, friends? I'm going to have to make a little more room. I found the perfect thing, right? So look at these perfect little metal tabs. So if you saw that photo, these are the perfect organizer for that. So I put these on my favorite things, my Amazon page, and the link should be in the description. I'll have to, make sure everything's linked up after we're done here. But look at how perfect these are. So I actually bought two different ones and I have them both linked. This one was a 9-pack. So 9 little metal book plates. So they're adhesive backed. Aren't they just perfect? Adhesive backed, but then you can just slip in a little piece of paper, okay, and put that in there for your label. Now, if you want a bigger one, there was a pack, this one, it's a 2.2 by 1 inch. So 2.5 by 1 inch. These are a little bit smaller. These are, let's see, it doesn't say what these are. Let me grab my ruler off of my handy dandy cart. I'm so glad you guys are loving the carts. Yeah, these are about a 1 inch by 2 inch, 1 inch high by 2 inches long. And then these bigger ones are about, 1.5. Oh, those are about 3 inches long. Okay, so just so you know, there's two different sizes. This was like a multi-pack. It actually had the bigger ones and the little ones in there. So I wanted to let you know I found those for you. They're sourced from Amazon, and such a fun thing. And I also found the little clear labels. And I have to check everything out before I actually link it up for you. These are the clear labels. This could work also. It's going to have a different sticking ability to those binders. But if you ever want to label something like plastic, these are really great for that. And let me show you what I have. So you can do something like this, right? A label like this on a box, and then you can actually swap it out. So these are little sticky labels that then you put your, like a little piece of cardstock in there, and then you can label up your stuff like this. And I like that. You can always use your label maker. Of course, use your label maker. I love my label maker, but I think it's also sometimes fun to just have something you can slip in and out. Okay, speaking of labels, I have to tell you one of my latest finds. And I was I had been looking for something ever since one of you guys made a comment that the Power Project folders, when they are sitting on your shelf, they're hard. You can't. Let me grab one. Like when they're sitting on your shelf, right? The tab is up here. And for a long time, I just gave in and I put my tab sideways. But yeah, there is the chance that stuff falls out and it just doesn't stay quite as nice. So I've been looking for a while for something that could help me keep this Power Project folder upright on my shelf, but have a label that goes out this way. And I finally found something, you guys. I'm so excited about it. And you get this whole huge stash of these. I think for $13 US. And let me show you what happens. Oh my gosh, I love it. And I forgot to take a picture of it on the shelf, but look, now I have not only top labels, but side labels. Okay, can you see those? They are fabulous. Because for me, one of the big things is I wanted something big enough. I don't want to have to write in a little space like 1 inch long, okay? I want to be able to glance and go, oh, that's Our Moments. That's Feeling Bright. And see it on the bookshelf, on my, and in the cubbies. And so I absolutely love these things. So let me just show you how easy it is. Okay, so you grab some white cardstock. This is just a 4x6 piece of white cardstock, and they are 1 inch wide. And you can see the adhesive is only on this one side, so you have a little bit of non-adhesive right here, which I loved because that could kind of stick out off the edge. Okay, so let me know if you guys like this. So this is a 4x6. So I'm going to start by slicing at 5, then 4, so on, 3. So you can, whatever scrap paper you have. I love my 4x6 white note cards. I have these linked also because this is what I do my printing on for my journal cards and my 31 days of gratitude cards and so forth. Okay, so then you've got these nice big format labels. And once again, say you use up a lot of the collection and you want to reuse your Power Project folder, yeah, just take this little label out, flip it over, and write the name of the new whatever collection you're going to use this for. So we're going to put Golden Harvest on here. Sorry, I can't write and talk at the same time. And then slip it in just like this. So it's open actually on 3 sides, if you see that. It's open on 3 sides. You could just slip it right in. Adhesive on the back. So I'm just going to peel that little adhesive strip off. Okay, it's very clear. And then voila. So where I put it, on the Power Project folders, you kind of have this, I don't know, what do you call it? Like sealed edge right here. And so I put the adhesive, the start of the adhesive on the back right there, right on the edge. Because like I said, you can kind of have the side peeking out. And I'm lining them all up kind of towards the top. And that's it. Like the label does not fall out, right? And it's secure. So once you get that stuck down, boy, it's secure. And then now you have the label on the side as well as on the top. So now all my folders can stay upright. You guys, I love this thing. I love it. It's such a feel-good thing, so that when you've got all of your, so let me just share, like here, remember we did Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear, right? Now Papa Bear is labeled the same as Mama Bear and Baby Bear. So everything's labeled on the side. And I agree. You could use the Avery Ultra tabs. You could. But I felt like these were just a little more durable for the big collections, right? So I'm just telling you, I'm in love with these things. And I think they're like actually for labeling inventory, but you know, hey, we're always open for reusing stuff, right? And that they're a nice width, 1 inch by, let's see, how long are these? These are really nice, 4 inches, right? So write it big, friends, write it big. So Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear now can all have the side glance and you can see what collection they are. Okay. Yes, and it is linked. I have these linked on my Amazon page because I am really so in love with these right now. So let me just share that really quickly. Hang on 1 second. Where did it go? Is this it? Is this it? Here we go. Okay. So, sorry for my big old arm in the way. Okay. Oh, not that one. This one. Okay. So this is my Amazon page where it's just on, I don't sell through Amazon. I just recommend Amazon, the products that I have found to help me on Amazon. Does that make sense? So the ones I was just sharing are these right here, $13 for like what, 120 of them or something like that? 100. And here's the ones for the notebooks that I just shared. And here are those book plates. Okay. So I'm just trying everything that I'm sharing with you, you know, I'm hoping it's all going to land on this page and it's under the craft room organization tab. So all you have to do is click on that link when we're done here and you'll be able to go and find all of those. So believe me, it took me a while to find these because, you know, they have magnetic ones and they have different ones, but I love the fact that this has that little extra see-through part, right? And they're nice and sturdy. Okay. All right. So are these shelf inventory save for later? So Lynette already has those to try. I know, right? So, you know, there's different ones, but I really do like those, as well as the notebook labels and the metal book plates. And then the other thing I didn't have that we talked about last week, Donna had mentioned in the pop group for the binders were these C-line label. Well, what do you call them? They're to make anything fit in a notebook. So I just wanted to share because I ordered those and they finally came in. It's the 3-hole punched pressure sensitive attaching strips. So when we talked last week about binders and sticker binders, right? We had some of those long 12-inch strips. So all you would do is, if you want to get a box of these, you have to get a lot. I want to say, oh yeah, there's 200 pieces per box. So maybe you have some friends and you guys could all, you know, share them. You just peel off that strip right there and then stick this part to, like, say, your border strip. And then you can stick it in your notebook, right? So it just makes things really easy if you don't, you know, to get things into notebooks. So I thought this was a kind of a cool product. And I wanted to share that with you so you could actually see what that looks like. All right. Woo, where do we go next? Okay, let me talk about, here's something I'm super When do we stop organizing and start scrapbooking? Cynthia, this Friday is Friday night scrapbooking. So we are going to be scrapping this Friday. Okay, here is, I have to say this organizer is close to my heart because it's something that I developed that I still use to this day. I've been using this for over 5 years now. And I have still not found, not to toot my own horn, but I still have not found a better way to organize my photos. And those of you who are my pop stars, and give me that thumbs up if you have tried photo folders. This to me is just the best way to touch your photos one time. That to me was my biggest struggle. I'd have a huge box just stacked full of photos. And I'd pull them out and I'd look at them and I go, oh yeah. And then I'd pull others out and I go, oh, wait a minute. Those go with these over here. And I try to put tabs in between, but nothing made, I kept feeling like I was digging out the same photos over and over and over. And so finally one day I was just fiddling around and it was actually because I had learned how to make a little fold like this with a legal size file folder, and that you fold it up and you can make a pocket to make a letter size file folder. I don't know if any of you have tried that. And so I had just been doing that to file some tax paperwork. And I thought, I wonder if I could try something like that for my photos. And lo and behold, the photo folder was born. And so this process of writing down the grouping your photos into chunks of how you're going to scrapbook. That to me is what made the most sense. How am I going to scrapbook? And then you can even go so far if you want to organize and say, this is the left page, this is the right page of my 2-page spread. So I'm going to have, oh look, those are duplicates, but I'm going to have just as many, I'm going to have these on this side and these on this side, and then you can fold it over and now you have a 2-page spread. And I know somebody just wrote in and they're like, oh my gosh, it's like combining Power Layouts with the Power Sort box. And that's kind of it. This is like a little mini Power Layout, because then you can also flip through here and just go, what pages do I want to scrap? This also gives you the opportunity to go, oh, how many pages are going to be in my album, right? You can count. This is a 2-page spread. This is a 2-page spread. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You can count how many pages and think ahead whether you need to, go, oh, maybe I need to add some peekaboo pockets because I don't want 65 pages in my album, right? So photo folders have been on my to-do list for so long, and I am so excited to finally say I have a printer that I'm working with now that has created a die for me and has made this so easy so that you can actually just buy these pre-cut and pre-scored done. It's on beautiful cardstock. We went back and forth about the weight of the cardstock. The printing is beautiful on here, and it comes flat just like this, and you can get a whole stack. So I have these now in my shop where you can buy them in sets of 50, 100, or 200, and you get a price break. Of course, the more you buy, the better price they are. And then you just grab them and you sit here, and is this much easier than all the other stuff that you have to do to make your own, right? Are you loving that? So the other thing I did with this set is that we actually figured out how we could trim off just about 1/4 of an inch off the top. Because if you realize, if you've used these before, or if you've made your own, there's a free download. And so a lot of folks have made their own. And just to make it easy, that download was using a full 8.5 by 11. But if you can see what we did for these pre-done ones is we trimmed off the top so that they fit in the Power Sort box just that much better. Because you guys know, right, that sometimes these get bent over when you stick the lid on. And that's never really bothered me, but I felt like if I was going to make this product, I wanted it to be, just fit just that much better. So we were able to kind of rework it just a smidge. I didn't round the corners. I left that so that you had the biggest area to write, increase kind of the date size. And now just, you can get them with a click of a button. So I'm really excited. So photo folders plus the Power Sort box. That's this box from Creative Memories. My best favorite, still to this day, 5 years later, my best favorite way of organizing photos. And then, of course, when you're done, you can I always say use pencil, and then you can just erase and reuse the folders. So I'm thrilled to finally be able to have those in mass quantities, because I know whenever I've done it before, I've sold out, and then poor Audrey has to sit and make them, and it's very labor intensive. So if you'd like to grab your own set, you can find those on my in my Craft Some Joy shop, and I'm also giving you a cute little button that says Craft Your Joy in there. So okay, that is the photos. So we've talked about labelers, photos. Let's talk a little bit about my other favorite thing that I like to have in my craft room, which is there we go, which is vertical storage. I caught myself, you guys, you should be proud. So yes, Lori, my photo folders are on my Scrap Some Joy shop. Those are available now. Okay, so let me just talk for a minute. Let me see if little colored Post-it flags to mark photo folders that are annual events in purple. Okay, yeah. Oh, you've got to read the chat, guys, because there's a lot of good stuff in there. And Sandy likes that I made the top a little shorter. Good. Okay, so what are the years printed on? Oh, Barb has a question. The years printed on. Okay, before I go over there, let me go back. You caught me. Okay. So what are the years printed on? I'm going to kind of tilt this forward so you can see. So this box is actually my family box. I'm going to try to do it without them falling out. Family box. And this is Big Moments, as you can see, Big Moments. And I took, these are old little file folders, and I actually just turned them sideways and then put a label on top. Now, so they're like a plastic. They don't sell these anymore. If you saw how I organized my stamps and dies, the closest I would say to this is the comic book, right? The comic book tabs. You could just do that, cut those down, and then make little tabs. But these were just some extra little folders that I had left, and they happened to be just the right size when I turned them upwards. You could do the same thing with white cardstock. Okay, just get a piece of 4x6 white cardstock. And the way this works, see, what I love about it is all my photo folder the tabs are all on the left-hand side. And then that leaves you the space on the right-hand side to see your dates, right? So these are all the events on the left-hand side, and then all the dates are on the right-hand side. So you could do the same thing the way these are set up. Like if I wanted to stick one in here, right? You could do the same thing just with a piece of white cardstock and then use your label maker and make a little date right here. Okay, so you can glance dates this way and events this way. Now that's just for, you know, say chronological. You can also separate those out however you're scrapbooking. So say it's a theme and you've got travel, right? So you have the different travel albums that you want to create, and you can have the photo folders on the left side and the places you've gone on the right hand side. Okay. Yes. Oh, that's true, Mary. They do have those dividers. They're just a little bigger. They have the they are called power sort dividers. Okay, so they do. Thank you for reminding me. They have the power sort dividers, but they are these are little ones. If you can see, the power sort dividers go the whole way. So if you wanted them to just hit the top of the cards, you'd have to give them a little trim. These were actually an old advisor. In fact, you can see how to store stickers. That was, do I have anybody with me? Remember seasons and celebrations? I still haven't even peeled that off. But they were a smaller format for the little tiny pod for those square stickers that we used to have. Okay. That's what they were originally made for. All right, so let's go into vertical organization because I have a lot of others to share with you. And but you know what? While we're just talking about photo folders, let me just share one more time about my scrap box. And so this is the Creative Memories 5x7 photo storage box, right? It comes like this, and it has all the empty containers in here, right? And then what I say is always great if you like all these containers, which we're going to talk about them too. Get the box, because you basically just get the box for like $3, and then you can find all kinds of other things to use your box for. In fact, photo folders fit in here perfectly. And I had somebody say, where's the template on how to make a colored, whoa, look at that. That is bright pink, isn't it? A colored photo folder. It's the same, you guys. It's the same as my photo folder template. So you take an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and you fold the end and you fold it up, and you leave your little tab. And I just did it out of colored paper so that, you know, it's just a color thing. It's just a color thing. So I don't even have to label these. I know that these are my orange scraps, and I know these are my yellow scraps. And it really didn't matter what color I did the folder out of. It was just what I had extra. 8.5 by 11 to start, right? And then you just make your own little photo folder from colored paper. Okay, so just a quick reminder, we talked about this also on paper storage and scraps. So still love that as well. Okay, woo, let's talk vertical. I promised you. Let's talk about vertical organization. So I'm going to go back once again and just share this quick. I muted myself again. Okay, so what I've learned, and these are the Recollections cubes from my old craft room. So these are the old ones, and I know a lot of you have the older cubes, right? And so I wanted to share things that you could use if you have these older Recollections cubes, not always just the new Michaels cubes. And so my room is a blend of both the older cubes and the newer cubes, because I kind of needed a lot of it. You might remember got damaged in my flood in the basement. And so I had to replace quite a few, and they don't make these anymore. But what I did learn from having these cubbies and having cubes, and this is the same thing if you have the IKEA Kallax units, is that to me, vertical storage is one of the keys to keeping things organized. And I recently went through my stash. You guys know I've been a scrapbooker for a long time. So if I play this again, you can see I have all my pages. Can you see that picture there? All my pages in vertical storage. So I have them grouped by the type of scrapbook page they are. So I have my multi-pocket pages, side loading, and then I went back and even sorted through all of my Premiere, my old size album pages. So, and you know, remember they came in all the different colors. So I have a box of white, black, Spargo, right? So, and then we have pocket pages, and then I have one that's just called multi-sizes. So if there's, you know, maybe I have some happy albums in there, or some 8.5 by 11, or whatever different sizes. Okay, so just, I'm going to let that play again. So these vertical storage are perfect for both the older Recollections cubes and the newer cubes. So let me just show you a couple photos, and let me see if I can find the right ones here. Let's see. So vertical storage. I also store photo paper in these. You guys, there's my favorite, Red River photo paper. I also have one of my vertical storage is for the Cricut 12 by 12 printable 12 by 12 sheets. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You the Cricut ladies. I also have one of these are for my extra large dies that don't fit in the bins that I have all my other dies in. So there's a lot of great things you can do with vertical storage. Okay, here's another look that this is a empty cube. And so if you have empty cubes, you can turn them into vertical storage by getting the right container, right? So where do you get these vertical storage units? Well, there are two sources that I have found, and I have them both linked. So one of them is the, I think it's the old Cropper Hopper. Oh my gosh, I thought I kept that. Storage Studios. Oh, here it is. One sec. Okay. Storage Studios paper holder. And I know probably, I've seen a lot of people who use these in their craft rooms. I love these. That's what you just saw in the video with all my pages in it. The Storage Studios paper holder. The thing is, these have been going up in price. So I'll just say, you know, I'm not going to spend $20 on one paper holder. Like, I'd rather buy scrapbooking stuff, right? So sometimes you can find better deals. Like, I found a better deal was a 2-pack for $20. So that is one solution, the Storage Studios. And they have, if you look, they have the one circle button up here, and then the two little finger grips down here. Now, I know some of you are like, well, Lauren, totally Tiffany has a paper holder. And I'm like, okay, well then I'm going to order those and check those out. So she sure does. And it's very similar. So you can see this is the Totally Tiffany 12 by 12 paper holder. The only difference is that there's only one little finger hole. There's not the two notches on the side, but she also added handles, which are pretty darn cool if you want to take these out of the cube and carry them. And so that I thought was kind of a great feature. So, the reason I'm telling you also about all of these is Black Friday is coming, right, you guys, in a lot of places. So you could go, like, have it on your list. Stop by Totally Tiffany or stop by Amazon. These are available on Amazon. And check out, if they're running some deals on their site. Most places do. So I bought, these ended up being less expensive, the Totally Tiffany. And especially if you buy multi-pack. So I think the 5-pack or 6-pack or something like that, they ended up being a great price, much less than $10. I want to say they came out closer to like $4 or $5 each. And I really like them. They're very sturdy. And again, for me, I love that vertical storage. So these will fit both in the older Recollections cubes and beautifully in the newer Michaels cubes. And yes, Monica, you read my mind. They sell other sizes. So I had to try out the cute little mini 6x6 because I did have some people say, well, Lauren, what do you do for your 6x6 paper? Or if you have, card making paper. Okay, is that not the cutest thing you've ever seen? It's adorable. So how these come when you get them, I didn't put this one together so that you could see how they come. Of course, the bigger ones come in much bigger packaging, right? So this is the 12x12. They also have 8.5x11. This is the 6x6. And you do have to put them together. So yeah, do the Creative Memories paper storage fit in these? Well, let's give it a try. Because I love that, if you don't have cubbies and maybe you just have a shelf and you want to, fit these on that, you could do that too. So do you see how they're just flat? So you just have to kind of work it in and bend these guys. So, watch again, put your favorite Netflix show while you're building these boxes, and just get all your bends in here. You can hear it kind of cracking. Get these tabs bent down too. Okay, and then these tabs, I kind of like to do the tabs first. I pop these babies in. These are the hardest part. There you go. You kind of hear it snap. So you can kind of see how thick this plastic is. It's pretty durable, right? Okay, so I've got the tabs in, and then you fold this bottom piece, the 2 side pieces, and then you kind of push that through. Okay, and that's the bottom. So, that didn't take that long, right? And there's your little cube, and just think that, the 12x12 is just that bigger. They also come in 8.5x11. So I'm loving the vertical storage options there. Let's grab a cube. So here's a 12x12, and here's a Papa Bear. Boom, Papa Bear. Here's a Mama Bear. Yes, Mama Bears fit too. And here's a Baby Bear, which are the record sleeves that I really love. So, yep, they all fit. Can you guys see that? There they are. So the Power Project folders, and look at that. You can even see, you put that tab up high enough, and look, that's that new tab I was telling you about. You can see that. You can see the Avery tabs all at the top because this kind of swings down and notches down. And then you've got, say that's, you're working on autumn pages, so you can just grab those handles and take it with you, and then just push them back down to put it on your shelf. Okay, so how are we loving that? We loving vertical storage? I love vertical storage. Okay, awesome. I know it's so fun to find the right things that fit in the right places, right? So, since we're talking Totally Tiffany, I want to tell you about another product. I don't know. I unmuted myself, but it keeps muting. So these are another product, and oh my gosh, what are they called? Sort and Stash, I think. Yes, Sort and Stash. Sort and Stash. So you can see I was looking for something for my cubes. For me, what is important? I'm going to go back to my overhead. So I have one of those right here. What is important when I'm looking for an organizer is that it takes advantage of the whole footprint, right? So when I saw that Totally Tiffany had these, what I liked was how long they were, right? And these come in different heights and widths. But they all are this nice, beautiful length. And if you see that picture again, okay, I'm going to go back and show you that photo. Do you see how it goes all the way back to the back of the cubby? That to me is exactly what I was looking for. Okay. Okay, so Julie's got an idea in there for making your own DIY paper holders. So that would be something to check out too. Slide, Stash, and Store. Thank you, Tigerberry. I love that name. Slide, Stash, and Store. Thank you. So I loved, I love Baker's Twine, and I think, I'm a color girl too, so I like seeing it out here. But I just got 3 of these because I kind of wanted to see, do I like them? Will they fit? Does it work? Yeah, I like them. So I'm just saying that's another fun product that you could try that's going to give you that vertical storage and also take advantage of the full cubby, because nothing bugs me more that, say you have something that's too short and so it gets pushed to the back, or you have to pull it to the front and then you lose all the space behind it. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? So finding the right kind of things is always a fun thing. Okay, so speaking of other fun storage containers, I'm going to breeze through a few more that I really do like. Now, I haven't talked about this guy in a while. So you might have seen these. These sit on top of my paper cubes. In fact, let me kind of go back up here. Let me show you. Whoops. Get you a little closer here. Ta-da! So I pulled some down, okay? But see those guys over there? Just disregard all the wires. So these guys right here, I'm going to talk about. And then I also pulled one of my washi tapes down. And then way over there, way over there, those are what I'm going to just talk about right now. So you can see there's an empty spot right there. And that's what I have in front of me. And these are called Deflecto cubes. And I found these probably about 3 years ago as well. Love the Deflecto cubes. So one thing, as I was going through my stash, what I was finding is that, especially from old CM, I had a lot of different kind of one-off things that, like, maybe I had a bunch of flowers, and I didn't, when I scrapbook by color. And so it made a lot of sense to me to have color bins. And I had seen a few other people talk about color bins. And I thought, okay, well, I'm going to give it a try, but I need to find the right container for my color bins. So when I found this little Deflecto cube, I thought this was great because it gives you kind of a nice drawer space to put all these different hodgepodge things. And I know some of you were saying, oh yeah, I'm struggling with where do I put my extra embellishments? Like this was from, I think, Rainbow Rush or something. And I don't know, this was from some other collection. And, or maybe you punch a tag out of purple paper. And like this was another die cut that was, you know, specifically purple. But what I love about this is that when, oh, and you old CMers will, oh my gosh, do you guys remember these? From the Power Palettes? Yeah, this is the tape that you peel off, again, in colors. So for me, I was just never ever finding them, never using them until I decided to take all of those little miscellaneous pieces, and you can see the kind of the things that I have in here, and put them in bins by color. Excuse me. Now, this is also where I have my enamel dots. Now, I know some of you are big enamel dot fans. I think I could go there. But right now, I just have a small supply of enamel dots. So my enamel dots go in my color bin, but I know people have made whole videos just on how to organize your enamel dots. So those go in my color bins. You know, maybe I have pearls and, you know, different things. So these are just that combination of all that stuff from over time that you have, that I thought if I'm ever going to use it, this is the way I'm going to use it. It's going to be in a color bin. So I really like these Deflecto cubes. They come in, they have these little boxes. You can get them with 4 little drawers. So maybe you don't have a lot of embellishments to store. So you might want to get the ones that have the 4 drawers, or these are the 2 drawers, which is what I like using for my color bins. And then they sit up on the shelf. So normally what I would do is if I want something blue, I just grab this drawer and set it next to me to scrapbook. And then when I'm done, it goes back in the cube. And then all of my purple things go in there together. So they're not big enough for you. Yeah. So you may have to go to something bigger, like the, you know, the 12 by 12 drawers or something like that. These end up, the only thing I had to do is I did have to have, it's something about blues. I had a lighter blue and a darker blue drawer because I had too many blue things, but all the other colors I was able to just use these drawers. So again, Deflecto cubes, and then the washi tape, you know, I've had those in action forever. This is a Michaels product, right? So my washi tape sits up there on top of my cubes also. Still love these drawers the best for washi tape because they've got 3 different rows that you can store all your different colors in. And again, I just do this by color, and then I do by theme. And I love that these are all kind of around the same height, right? So here's my washi. The Deflectos are a little shorter, but up on, you know, the ledge, it kind of, the footprint is about the same. Now the other little organizer that I love that's up there, I found I needed little tiny drawers. So I love these little guys. For all my glitter, I don't know, I had this stash of Martha Stewart glitter. And you know, these little cubbies, little containers. My girls love getting into all this stuff. So these I actually found on Amazon. And if you look, can you see the footprint is exactly the same as the washi. So you can get 2 of these and they stack right next to each other and they're the same height as the washi. Or you can take the cute little drawers and put them right on top of your washi so it looks like that. Isn't that fun? So I'm all about finding things that line up and look good together, right? It's that you know that hold all your stuff. Now maybe you don't have this kind of glitter. Maybe you have to store. Maybe you have something else you want to store in here, like your stickles or something like that. You know, these are nice size drawers for different goodies that you might have in your stash. Okay, so the okay. Yeah, these are great for washi. Okay, I think I've got some questions in there. So let me just kind of scoot these out of the way. And actually what I'm going to do, I'm going to share just a couple more. I just have a couple more organizers I want to share. And then I'm going to come back and talk and answer all your questions. Okay, so these are another favorite find. And these are Artbin, Artbin, plastic storage. These are a little bit more on the pricey side, but what I love about this bin is that it's long enough for pens. So this is kind of where I have my extra stash of pens for CM pens that are still brand new. So I keep them in the plastic so I know that they're new. And these fit in the Michaels drawers, the new Michaels cubby drawers perfectly. Like the height of this is the perfect height for those drawers. And then they've got a nice long format. Now they also have these in half sizes. And I did find a link for this on Amazon. So these are linked. And I think they come in a 3-pack. So these are really fun. So what I like to do is also find things that if you're putting them in a drawer that are the right height, right? Like they're not gonna, like you can just put that whole thing in there. It's gonna take up the volume of the drawer and be able to store a bunch of stuff for you. Okay, so this one I have pens. This one I have some shimmer spray in there, and it's a nice secure lid. So you can kind of hear it snap. So it's a really quality product. Artbin always has really, in my opinion, really nice quality products, but you do end up paying a little bit more for those. So you have to kind of assess, you know, what you have and what you need to store and then where you need to put it. But I do like these little guys for the drawers. The other thing I have in my drawers are these fun little guys. Remember, I talked about these one night on Friday Night Scrapbooking, and everybody's like, Lauren, where do you get those? Because I have a hard time throwing away like my punch outs from some of my punches. Like this is the punch out from the snowflake punch, right? And so sometimes I don't know why I have to save them, but I want to save them. So I found these cute little boxes. They are adorable, and you can just put whatever you want. Like I have some little plastic doodads in here, some little wooden doodads, all kinds of things, other little punch outs. Like if you want to make shaker cards or sprinkles, it's great. You can store all your little shakers in there too. So these are fun little containers, and they're super inexpensive. And just kind of a fun place to keep miscellaneous things that you think you might reuse. Okay, don't keep everything, but a few of those are fun. So sometimes we just need that little tiny, little cute, right? Little cute plastic container. So I like those for storing little tiny things. The last one, I think this is the last one I wanted to talk about. This is an Iris 12 inches long case. I've had these for eons, right? I mean, eons I've had this. But what, again, I love about this, like the Totally Tiffany, right, is the long format. So you can put this in a cubby and you're going to be able to take advantage of the entire length. So for instance, one of the things that I like storing in here I am forever losing the cover holders. So I've ordered a few extras of these from Creative Memories, and I go, where did I put it? Where did I put it? So if now I have a bin, and these are great for, you can store rulers in here. What else? I have one of them that I have some tools in. Let me grab that. I have, this one has just some miscellaneous tools in it, like a brayer. My brayer fits in here. I've had that for, I don't know, 25 years. Some miscellaneous, die tools and different things. And then they stack so beautifully. You can see how those just kind of make a nice little section of things to put different products in. And then this is one that I would either put one of those label holders on or just put a label on the end. And then these also fit, once again, beautifully in the cubbies. Okay, so last but not least, actually I did have one more. I think I talked about these just briefly. Oh, so many organizers. So fun. These are those 5x7 cases that come in the Creative Memories box. Just once again, on my cart, I have those all stacked up with all the different things, like my labeling kit, my journaling kit, my 5x7 or my peekaboo pockets, and my journal cards, my peekaboo pockets, tags, templates, foam squares. I have all the things in these awesome cases. There's definitely different brands of this 5x7 case that you can get. The Creative Memories, I'll have to say, truly, these are a very good quality case compared to some of the other cases that I've had. Some of them just, they're just not that sturdy, and these do break off. So here, this one, I stored my Wink of Stella in here, which again fits perfectly in these cases. So they're not just for, I guess, like this is in my drawer, not in my cart, because I don't use this as often. But these are great boxes for other products as well. Okay, so I think that was a lot to cover. There's just, you name it, tons of things that you can use for storage. I think there is one last video that I wanted to share with you before I jump in and do all the questions. And that thank you, Suze. Lost the sound. Okay, so let me say that again. I wanted to share one more video here on what I have kind of on my little card making station. And I found this, I think it's called a stamp and storage tower, something like that. And that is what I have my stickles and some more little jars, little glass jars of sprinkles on top. So it has a little ledge that you can see there where you can put, different things on top. And then the slots, you can see I have my ink pads in the slots, and those actually pull out, and that's a great way for storing ink pads. You can also see I have some 5x7 and 4x6 cases on those little shelves. And then just really quickly, the storage units, I went around and around on how to store my distress inks. And I ended up coming across, now Stampin' Storage has a beautiful distress ink holder, but this is on my standing desk and I didn't want to put a heavy wood piece on my standing desk. I wanted something lighter. So these are actually plastic. And you can see that it has next to it a little space. So I have my re-inker kind of on the side of some of my ink pads so that I don't have all my re-inkers, but you can see I have the distress inks right there. I'll give you a better view. And then it does have some room on the side. If you have a blender, you could put a blender in there, or you could put your refill, which is what I chose. So these are from scrapbook.com and they are hard plastic, but they are not heavy. And I liked them. So it was a little bit of an investment to get all of those for the stamp pads, but I do like those for storing the distress inks. You know, every ink pad has a little bit of a different profile, which kind of sometimes drives us crazy, right? So you can't just have one unit to store everything. So there's the top. I'm just going to kind of show you the top of the Totally Tiffany. So this is the Totally Tiffany. You can see the top of that. And then all the slots you could also put, I think it's called Pen and Ink Palace. That's the name of it. And you could put pens in here horizontally as well. Okay. Woo! All right, friends, I'm going to come back at you. Give me just a second. And we're going to answer all your questions. Okay. And I think that's all I needed to do there. Okay. Here we go. We're back. All right. I have all my piles around me. Okay. So I'm going to start kind of saying stickers on plastic sheets and labeling. What were those plastic sheets? They are linked on my favorite things page. They are from Stickers and Stuff, and they are called sticker backing paper. So I loved those. And again, just look for my Amazon page, my favorite things page, and it's got a picture with a pink background. So that's where you will find Monica. You're so cute. Yeah. Please, if you enjoyed this, like the video. You can find those on my favorite things. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, questions? Any questions? So envelope and bows that we are making. Oh, that's a good question. I would probably go envelopes and bows and something like this, or these long ones. You know, those would be good for the envelopes and bows. Yeah, that was a good question. And Fayette Girl says she loves her art bin quality. Yes. Yeah, sales and coupons, right, Monica, for the art bin stuff. It's beautiful quality products. Like, I love the plastic of these art bins, but you know, it can add up. And but these are definitely some of them that I've actually found that I like. And I believe these are made to go in the art bin satchels too. So if you have the art bin satchel, they made these to kind of help you organize your satchel as well. But I love it because they fit our drawers perfectly. Okay. Yeah. So do I keep my CM embellishments with paper themes or sort out by color? So most recently, and this is going to be different for, the best advice I have is organize the way you scrapbook, right? So the most recent collections that I have, I keep those together until they are kind of used up and I only have a few things left. But when I was originally doing my big purge of old CM products where there were a lot of what we used to call palettes, they really didn't have a whole lot of themes. It was mostly color based, right? They had color based, and then they had sheets of title stickers. So my title stickers went into my title sticker binder, and then the paper, I actually did end up breaking up those palettes and sorting them by color, a lot of this color, into patterns and solids. And then the embellishments did go in my color bins, the ones that I was showing you. So a lot, and that worked really well for some of my older scrapbooking products that I thought, am I ever going to, some of it I thought, I will never use this. And they just went into my donate bag. But for some of the other things, like I think this may have been from one of those old palettes, but that's pretty cute. Like I could see I would still use that on a page, right? Or some of these tags. So those got broken up and put into color bins for my embellishments. Specific, like I don't have bins for themes necessarily. I would keep those in my Power Project folders. And this might help you. Actually, I don't know that we talked a whole lot about that, but let me find one. I don't know if this one's a good example. This is old CM stuff. So I had a folder that was by season, right? So this is winter. So remember these were kind of like one-offs. They don't have necessarily a whole collection to go with them. So this went in winter. And so embellishments, this isn't a good one because I just have stickers in here. Let me find a better. I think summer is better. Let me find summer. Or here's summer. Or spring. Spring. Okay. Here we go. But I did the same thing. So if I had miscellaneous theme embellishments that were related to a season, that would go in the big Power Project folder. Okay. So maybe that would be helpful. They can go, you can put them in the top pockets, and even, right, these were very specific cards and stickers and embellishments that were just for this season. So that's how I organized kind of miscellaneous embellishments that were out there. I hope that makes sense. Okay. The C-line product, Mary Beth had a question on the C-line product. This one, the 3-hole punched. So that would be for doing your binders. This is on Amazon. So that is linked on my Amazon page as well. So, okay. I thought you used a binder for the embellishments. So for laser cut titles, that's where I put them in a binder. Now, I think, that would be another great solution. So if that works for you for embellishments, other embellishments, other than right now, I use those for titles. That was kind of that grouping that I wanted in my binders. But if you want to put embellishments in there, I think that would work very well too, so that you can kind of flip through. So if you don't want to do bins, you could always do this in binders as well. Or you could do them, I'm just giving you choices, or you could do them in folders, right? So a lot of different ways you can look at that. But again, think of how you would scrapbook. So if you remember in my paper series, I love using the little, the 9-pocket sleeves. So you could kind of sort embellishments that way, even in a theme, if you wanted to do that as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So are there any other questions? I think there's a lot of great comments in the chat today, but I'm just going to do a quick search for cues to see if there were questions. Does the lid still fit on the CM photo case with the tabs sticking up that I showed? I think we were talking about the photo folders. So yes, the lids all fit. With the new photo folders, the lids fit even better, but the lids still fit even just kind of to bend over the photo folders, the original ones. Okay. And the tabs that I have, those you can just cut to whatever height you want. You know, just use a piece of cardstock, cut it to whatever height so that your lid goes on smooth and beautifully. Okay. So, okay. Any other questions? I'm going to kind of just, thank you all for joining me. It's so fun to see all your names and faces here. So great to have you join. And, looks like we've got some spammers we got to get rid of. Okay. Shenanigans. Thank you, Mary, for reporting the shenanigans as well. Okay. Steph, did you say the name of my black binders again? The name of the black binders, they are Blue Sky binders, and you can find those on my Amazon page as well. And I usually buy a 6-pack of those because they are, I just need so many of those. Okay, so hopefully I'm just going to have to go in there and get rid of those shenanigans. Friends! Okay. I'm not sure if they were on, I'll have to get rid of them. It looks like they might be on YouTube. Okay. So I hope that was helpful today. And definitely this is on rewatch. So you can catch this again either here on Facebook or on YouTube and go through all of those. But I hope that was helpful to kind of get all these different things in one place and kind of talk about, what does this one do? What does that one do? Where can you put this? What works? You can see up on my cubbies here, this is the Totally Tiffany paper holder. Look at how beautifully that fits on there and helps give you that vertical storage, which is, thank you, Monica. Woo, perfect. That gives you just that extra bit of containment and organization. And then I could see, just putting labels on here and just love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, if you are watching this on replay or even now and have a favorite organizer that maybe you'd like me to try and say, Lauren, could you order this and let me know what you think about it? Let me know and leave a comment or leave a, post for me and say, I really love this thing and I use it like this, because I think when we can come together and everybody can share what's working is when we have this beautiful community that can just benefit from everyone's expertise and knowledge base. And that's what's truly amazing to me. So, yay! Okay. And Linda says California needs to be on Central Time. I know, we're here Pacific Time. So just catch the replay. Love it, you guys. Thank you so much for your support for my channel. And just as a quick little aside, I am getting so very close to 20,000 YouTube subscribers. And that just, I can't believe it. Makes me want to just burst into tears when I think about the support and the outreach of this community and how much your support has just meant to me. So if there's anyone who hasn't subscribed to my YouTube channel but really enjoys the content, I would love it if you would become a subscriber. And if I could hit that goal, I don't know, we're going to have to do something really fun and special when I get that 20,000 goal on YouTube. Maybe before the end of the year, we'll see. So I would love it. And just a little aside. Okay, so Sue is saying, one last question. I'm going to squeeze it in here. Your zig pins you label with fabric color, they are fabric color. They are a little tricky to find, but I'll show you those again. They're the twin fabric color. So one is a brush point and one is just that thick black point. So that's what I always keep in my little box that I call my labeling kit, because that's where I keep my fabric color and my Avery Ultra tabs, and that's probably where these are going to go once I end up labeling most of my Power Project folders, because I like the same consistent look in the pen. And if you're always going, where did I put that pen? Make yourself a little kit so that you know this is your labeling kit, okay? So, and you can have everything in your little place whenever you want to sit down and write those labels. All right, so I appreciate all you guys. All right. Dig in drawer for I am a flipper. I know, I love that. Betty, she digs in drawers for her embellishments, and you can also be a flipper. Are you a digger or a flipper? I love that. That's a great thing. Like a glancer or a grouper. Are you a digger or a flipper? It's all about getting to know yourself too in this process. I really believe that. And when you get to know how you scrap and how you put things away and how you're going to find those things, that's when you can really make those big strides in keeping things where they need to be, and then having a place to put them when you're done. That makes a big difference too. All right. So you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much once again for all your support and kind wishes and comments and thumbs up and likes and loves, and that just warms my heart. And we will see you next Tuesday for Tidy Up Tuesday. And I'm hoping, just look for my post, but what I really would like to do is dig into memorabilia on Tuesday. I've got to get myself there. So hopefully you can join me with that. And then also don't forget, this Friday is Friday night scrapbooking. So if you are like Cynthia and you want to, enough on the organizing, let's do some stuff. Join me for Friday night scrapbooking. I am going to do a border blast workshop. We're going to just do a ton of borders and have some fun with the new sketchbook and new product, and we're just going to build borders. We haven't done that in a while, and so I think that will be a really fun Friday night to spend together. Okay, so we'll see you then. In the meantime, I hope you take time to craft some joy. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.